Hello, this is Victor. I hope this is working well. Just checking now. Yeah, I cannot see it here. I think I need to. It's starting here. I can see now here the live, and I hope we can do a new live tonight. So let me just adjust everything here now. I will do this, that. Should everything work correctly? I'm going to check as well on my phone that I can find the live show. And we are ready for another painting session. So tonight we are going to be painting. I will finalize the last of the Praetors, and then we are going to be painting some noise marines craziness from the 80s. We'll show you soon. Just give me a minute. Let's check everything is working correctly. Then we can go for that. Okay, this is not me. Okay, just one moment. I want to find myself. It seems that I'm live. Just add, add. And I should be fine. I should be live. So it seems that I'm live. I'm ready to be with you. So let me explain what I have been painting. So as you know, I was painting this live last, and I finalized this week. I was not able to move too much. I finalized the gore chosen of Doom, something that I wanted to finalize, and I'm working a tutorial on this guy. So this is how is this guy at this moment. I'm working on the tutorial of this one from, and only these two missing. So and then this will be the next tutorial, and I will be done with this moment from with the course city. So I'm working now on this, the last one of the two of the three Praetors. Okay, so I already did the this time the purple. I need to do the metallics and the gold life, and we are going to have another minute to finalize. So I will do that here because and then this is the craziness I'm working now. So you can see it really crazy purple and really from the 80s. So this is really how I like to do the noise marines. I have here I shared in some. Will be painting more bytes and bits and other things from this noise marine. So I have 2 units of 6 noise marines that I want to paint, and I also have I have, yeah, these are the metal parts. So I have another of these metal guys. You see, okay, that I want to do for tonight. And I start preparing this one that is the next Stormcast Eternal. This is the, I don't remember the Night Zeros. I think it's called Night Zeros. Zeros is called? I don't remember. I choose to go with the helmet head. Okay, so it's the lady that runs with the two axes. So and I have here, yeah, I like to paint it in subassembly because it's easier to reach. So let's go to the table. Let's start painting. And if you're just joining and you have any question or anything that you would like me to cover, please do not hesitate to drop the question, and I will try to do my best to cover them. So I will stop this camera, which is this one. I will stop it, and we go on the table. So I've been not super active this week. The job, yeah, the work was really, I had some work to do, and was taking a lot of time from me. So, but I hope I can, and this week I will need to travel for business. So it's not going to be easy neither for me to put a lot of content. I'm waiting to receive some things that I ordered. I would like to share in the channel. But yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, when life is hitting, you need to balance a little bit. I was also tired at the nights, and I was not. I did not have so much energy to be able to do as much content as I wanted. So I hope this, although I'm traveling, I hope I can do some additional content. And yeah, and I need to still prepare. I don't know if I will. Maybe I will relate with the weekly painting this week because I did not manage to do too much. Today I was very tired and I had to take a rest in the afternoon. So yeah, but I will come back with energy and be able to do more painting. So I really want to. I'm enjoying a lot painting. So, but from time to time you need to take a rest or you need to take some time out. If you need to take a rest, sometimes it's better than really, and then come back with new energy. Right? Sometimes you need to do this type of. I think it's important in all jobs, to do from time to time some to stop a little bit, take some time, and then you come back with renewed energy. So I'm using mainly now auric armor gold and silver to highlight this. Okay. So what I did is there was retributor armor. I did wash with regular fresh shade, and then I green wash with Coelia, what's called Coelia, Coelia green shade. Okay, this is why I like to give this look that is a little bit like all gold or all brass, this type of all metal. And now we are going to highlight because it's really very dull and I want to add some brightness to the metal. And to do that, I'm combining auric armor gold with silver. I have a video as well, a tutorial if you want to know in more details that I did some time ago. But let's go through. I try to come with the auric white theme, so it's also a little bit transparent. I can work it better. It's always tricky to work with metallics. They have a different consistency than the other colors, so you have to learn how they will behave. There, this one has too much silver, so you can always take auric. Gold accepts a lot of contrast from metallics. Normally, metal parts will have a lot of contrast and reflections, so you can go quite extreme and with the how you contrast the colors. Also, the lighter one can make the gold to be more yellow or less yellow. But the highest reflecting part will be almost white. I know what I forgot. Let me just a minute. I will put the music. Forgot to put the music on. Let me see if I can put the music on fast. Oh, no, the music is arriving well. And now it should be better. Music from YouTube. The quality of the music, the music in YouTube has improved from the first music they were releasing. My copy is not coming too strong. I think it's coupling. Now it should be better. If you're connecting, just let me know if the volume of the music is correct. I will expect this is okay because it's the same as the last week. So we have a new season of Warhammer Underworlds. Now I need to. I will do the pre-order. Underworlds is. Yeah, I've been not being able to play the last weeks because I was busy with my work. I will not be able to play for another week because I need to be on a business trip this week. But I hope I can be back soon to play games of Warhammer Underworlds. But I think when I will be able to play again will be with the new rules. We are back to have. I like the new rules for Warhammer Underworld. I think the modifications they did are quite interesting. will change the way we play. But I think always this brings a new. I don't mind to have different that the game is changing how we play. The only problem is sometimes in Warhammer 40,000 you have the yeah I don't know play that many games. Sometimes you cannot follow right. I think the problem is when you try to follow as many games as I do. It's difficult to be up to speed on all the up to date on all the systems that I'm involved. I think with the fast pace with that in worship is putting these days, if you play different systems, it's not easy to be up to date in all of the systems. Let's see if the community in Belgium grows a little bit on Warhammer Underworld. There are more tournaments in future. And about the Stormcast Eternals that I'm painting, this is one of the units that when I saw it the first time in the community, I really like it. I think they look great, but the only problem I have is that it's very difficult to avoid these lines, these joint lines on the cape. I think the design is nice, but these parts are difficult, especially in this type of caves to simulate. If you So you can see that I put almost silver at the beginning. Now I'm putting auric armor gold on top to make it a little bit more yellow. And when I'm doing scales, I like to do them like that, pointing each scale. I also have retributor armor in case I want darker color, like here. You don't need. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put silver on the gem that is there. I will put later on a blue. Well, this one right. The other thing I do is, if I see that I went a little bit out of the rivet, I try to I'm using a brush that is not the best brush I have. silver. I don't have green on my top. I use the green when I want to eliminate parts that I put in right. Even black is needed. Green is black. And I have the feeling I went to right, and you always can correct that later on. Okay. I'm going to take white now. I'm going to do then you want it to go a little bit thick, then it's easier to pick up the letters. You don't need to be that precise. I'm going to do the metallic on the halberd, so I'm going to remove the both here. I'm going to start with the blade. The blade is the part that I want to do less bluish. You can see I'm almost going over. Leaving very little blue. Put some water to make it a little bit more green. Do the same on the other side. Now we are going to do the edges of the other parts. Hey SX, how are you doing? Good evening. You are not at home? Are you maybe at work or? Yes. So glad that you at least were able to pass. What is this happening? Thank you. I'm glad that you like it. Yeah, I have so many Stormcast to paint. After having the Mortal Rest collection, I will have Stormcast for really for some weeks and months. When I started doing a Stormcast, I was not imagining to make such a big army. But the Stormcasts are like the Marines in Age of Sigmar, so each time there is a new version, a new season, there are new Stormcast coming. Oh, it's important to take care of the mother. I'm glad that the operation was successful. So I'm glad that the operation went good. And I hope everything evolved nice for your mother. Yeah, I know the feeling. I know the feeling when you don't have time to play. This week I barely had time to paint as well. So I think for a long time that well, unless when I'm on holiday, I don't have too much time to paint because I'm out of my studio. But this week, yeah, I was arriving so tired at home that I went almost bed directly. This is why I did not manage to finalize this Stormcast during the week. Normally, my expectation was to finalize this one during the week and be completely in the next project, but yeah, I was tired and sleep. It was too tired when I arrived home, so I went directly to bed. And this week I will be traveling to Germany, as I said before, so I don't know if I will have too much time. So this is why I want to finalize this tonight. Wow, the team is almost finished. Yeah, thanks for the update. Then I will need to convince one of my kids to play a game just to use the team and to do a small showcase for the channel. Yeah, I also ordered, but I did not receive yet, the new Amazon team. And I think I will paint the Amazon team with the colors of the Mexican soccer colors. So it's green top and white pants or shorts. So what the bottom part is white. And then I think for the feathers and all this, I think I will use the Mexican colors, the flag. It is red, white, and green. It's really a thing that I want to paint. I want to paint. Yeah, thank you. If you can share the pictures, will be great. Goblins, the next one. Yeah, Goblins is another fun team. I also need to paint. There's so many projects I have as well. Because I also want to paint the dungeon ball, but I did not have too much. I did not advance too much on that. And I will need to change soon the paper on my white palette because it is starting to break. And to remove here the blues, consider. Some little blues too harsh. Go. Which team do you enjoy playing the most, and which team do you like the look of them the most? And they are so okay. When I started Blue Ball, I was always playing with orcs, and I enjoyed. I like a lot. I like it a lot. Teams that were more into the uh, fight. So I was playing orcs a lot, but then in this edition there was one team that changed my mind. Well, not really, but that really drew my attention, that were the enigmatic horrors. I really enjoyed playing them, and I enjoyed I enjoyed because I think the look it's nice. I really like I like it a lot. The pumpkin zombies and there was also a ghoul with the pumpkin head. I like this combination of Halloween and Ghost, and maybe the only one that the Halloween monsters or horrors. I like a lot this look, the classical werewolf and so on. Maybe the one that I was not that impressed were the ghosts, but once you paint them, I really like all the overall look of the necromantic horrors. So I will say from the Games Workshop teams, maybe the necromantic horrors are my favorite team, and as well I like a lot how they play because you have a good combination of hitting and also speed to play the ball, right? So I think have a very good combination. I think it's put as a not at the top tier. I think it's put as a tier two, but I think Nigomatic Horror have a very interesting combination of players that for me are very complementary of each other. So I don't know if tier two is really misleading on what this team can do. So, but I always the other team I did not play yet, but I really wanted to play were the Skavens. I really want to go for the opposite of the orcs, right? Guys that are more fragile, and but you are focused more on the speed. So because Skaven have been as well one of my favorite armies in fantasy, so I thought that was I also wanted to have them. And now the next one, yeah, I like yeah I started with a lot of Blue Ball with I like a lot the contact in Blue Ball. So this is why I always went to teams that are more aggressive, like the Necromantic Horrors. They like contact, they like hitting, and as well the Orcs. The Black Orcs, I think they are very strong. The Black Orc is a team that will match very well with my playing style, but I think there is much more variety on the Necromantic Horrors, making the team more interesting to play. Black Orcs sometimes can be a little bit too much. The North have the North. I almost yeah. The North is that another thing that I look. I think the new teams they are releasing. I like that they have put new type of positionals, and I think they are giving these teams a little bit more, making them more complete, right? I think in Workshop is doing a nice. Uh, the builds they're putting on these teams, I think, are interesting, making them more. Yeah, giving them more options on how to play them. Because also the Amazons, I think the new roster it's more interesting than the old one. Yeah, but it is the spice of life. Yeah, but can also kill you when you have too much. Because in war games I also like variety, but I think I have the feeling I will need to narrow in a moment because I have more than what I can couple sometimes. Yeah, and I think the North that they give, I think no, that they are putting this type of rules like the North, the small wild boars, and also no, the Amazons have this special rule that is to hit and run. I think they are giving a little bit more personality even to the teams, and I like that they can have maybe specific skills depending on the team. I think it's a nice can make the teams open the doors to make teams even more, yeah, more unique, right? Yeah, and then my two sons, they have really different preferences. My little one, he looks only what is to the strength. He likes teams that can hit hard, and he likes to just hit everybody out of the board. This is the style of my little one. And my older one, he prefers to play with the speed. But I have to say that my little one have been more successful so far than my older one. Yeah, in for me 40k, the problem I have is that this thing, as I'm more a casual game, it starts to be too difficult for me to follow up all the changes they're doing on the rules. And one thing that is a little bit upsetting is that when you buy a book, a codex, it's outdated very fast because they're doing all these changes to balance rules that update your book really, really fast. And this can be a little bit upsetting because I like to go, I don't like to go with 24 PDFs when I go to play, right? And to be fair, I will never remember all this PDF, and I'm not too much into the facts, so I'm not a person that will go every day to see if there is new facts or not. And I think this is a little bit, for me, sometimes as a casual player, yeah, you play a game and then the next game the rules already change, and this is a little bit annoying. This is a little bit annoying. This is why I like more no playing Crusade, play play more as a casual gaming, and we are not that much into the all these changes in points and all this. For me, it's a little. I understand if you play every week 2 or 3 games and you go to tournaments and you see that, yeah, I can understand that then it's important to have more updates and really work to balance the game. But from casual game point of view, it's a little bit of a pain. And I know that normally all these data slate balance and all these type of things are supposed to be for match play. But normally you use the match play rules even when you play casual. And the pickup games, most of the people also wants to play with the match play rules. So in a way, you have to be up to date with all these changes. Uh, do you think it would be better if Games Workshop went digital with the rules? I think they should. At the end, what isn't what for me it's a little bit surprising is again the app of the workshop. I don't think they are using the full potential of the app they have created. I think the app, first of all, I'm using more Battle Scribe than the app from Games Workshop. And should be the other way around, right? The app should be the official one, and the people should be more gravitating towards one. But I have the feeling that the app, for me, the app is the digital part of the rules, right? The other thing is that if you want all the codexes, you cannot buy just a code of the. You need to buy the physical book. I think they should start selling just uh, the digital content without being compulsory to have the physical book. I think they should change a little bit the mindset. They used to have the digital version in the past. They stopped it because they put the app, and now you buy the, the physical book, and then you have the access to the app. I think they should sell accesses to the app without the need to buy the codex. I think it's a change they have to do because it's. I still most likely I will still buy the book because I like a lot books and I like to have the book. But for people that are more on the competitive scene and they are more on the digital world, I think they should start releasing just access to give sell the code to the app directly without needing to buy the book. Yeah, and the app it's very annoying that does not have Crusade. But if you want to play Crusade, you have you. I think the app is too limited. I think, and I don't see them investing more on the app. They only have put in the new rules there, well, the new books, but they are not really taking all the potential the app can have. Because if the app can also do the narrative part, the Crusade, then will be great app to have it, right? Because today to do when I to track all my Crusade rosters, the two I'm playing, I need to go to Administratum, that is a like an amateur type of place where I can where you introduce your army and then it's combined with Battle Scribe to make the army list. I think Games Workshop should release an app or should have the app should be also able to have the Crusade part in there. Yeah, I agree. But I don't know. I guess they don't want to pay for that. But this will be for me really the best improvement they can do to add Crusade in the app. This is what I would love. I think they are. I think they were not paying too much attention in the past to the competitive, and now I have the feeling that they are paying too much attention to the competitive, and sometimes they forgot about the people that is not playing competitive. Because the competitive part or the tournament part is the most I think is the noisiest part of the community because they are always asking for balance and blah blah, and the casual players we are more we are less demanding in a way, right? And I think sometimes because we are not complaining that much, we are the game workshop is paying more attention to the competitive. But I think yeah, I really think that the app should have a crusade part. And they should change to full digital in the future. Uh, and I'm a person that I like to buy the books and I like to have the physical books and read them. But from rules point of view, with all these changes, the only way to be sustainable is to have a good app and go fully digital. Here we have this guy is now done. Okay. This cave was quite complicated to highlight. Then again, I'm quite happy. I'm hungry now. So I just wish we have an app in the future for Crusade Pad as well, or the same app can cover Crusade. Yes. So here we go. Let's just do a little bit of craziness to finalize today. You can see this is how I like to do the noise marines. Completely crazy colors, mix everywhere with different type of colors and I like a lot the look of the 80s of the noise marines. These were my favorite noise marines, the ones from the 80s. So this is going to be my fourth squad of noise marines, and I will paint another one. So yeah, I managed to grab these ones in eBay, these metal ones in eBay from first edition from the is that from the 80s if I'm not wrong. So I decided to do some additional space marines so I can include them. And I'm still thinking what to do with the one that they released. The Noise Marine, the special one they released, was in 2020 they released it, the Noise Marine with the guitar. That was based on this one, was based on this Noise Marine. So I'm still thinking what to do with that one, but I think I will use him as a priest. He's using the music, something like that. I don't want this one. Here's Marines was my first army ever. So I started in Warhammer 40,000 doing Chaos Marines. Well, doing Chaos because at the moment was only Chaos. There was not a split between demons and Space Marines. And I started using the army list that was released with the box inside of the second edition, where you were also was also permitted to have well these beastmans. You were able to have beastman in your army, and as well they were already traitor guard or occultists. Then they released the codex, and all the beastmen and all these parts disappeared. They keep the demons for a long time. Demons and for the second edition, demons and chaos marines were together until I think we went to the third edition, and I think they were then separated into codexes. Well, the demons almost disappeared from the game for a long time, and they were only generic demons, called the lesser demons in the codex. And the interesting here is that you can see they have hills on the wood. Okay. Only thing is painting with so many colors can be tricky. Yeah. So yeah, this have to be. Yeah, Great Gargan is a very, very, very big thing, eh? It's the biggest. It's the biggest one from the orcs. Or is the second biggest? And it's when I was in. No, one of my friends, when they was playing in Spain, I lost a little bit the content, but he decided to do a Imperator class Titan. It is the biggest Titan in the Imperium. And he was only doing the likes, and this was also massive. And I think the Great Gargan should be in that type of. I don't know if that's big, but it's also very big one. So now I'm going to use a color from the 80s, Polish blue. From the 90s. Yeah, you can send me a picture, no problem. Or post it in the if you want in the Facebook group. Oh, yeah, we'll do this. I know we'll look crazy, but I think these things have to look. Just the head is bigger than the wow, than the stompa. And you are doing this with plastic card, and or you also using 3D printers? The backpack. This guy. Fortunately, this guy was coming without the backpack, so I had to, oops, had to adapt a backpack from the current Marines. But of course, I will apply here as well crazy colors. Wow. So you really have the orc spirit with you. That's really an amazing project. I will make a look. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. And if you are new to the channel and you want to see this Facebook group, there is the link in the description of the video. Normally should be there. I put this link in the description of all my videos, so you should be able to reach the group. This is the amplifier of the guitar. It's good is Warhammer 40,000. This is still, I think, it still have this satiric part, but in the 80s was really comedy, right? And now it's becoming real more serious on the background. But you can see this was really inspired from the 80s, right? I still remember that in that period, the orcs they used to have a rock band that you were able to deploy with the orcs to improve the leadership of the orcs. I think was. So the orcs are still a funny faction, but I think in the 80s was really a waste paper. This is very big. This is going. This you're really doing a big one. This is really big. Maybe when in the new house, I will need to try something like that to make a Titan. But I like painting, but I'm not skilled on this super big, making these big conversions. Or this big scratch building things. Going to make a look. I'm curious now. I'm going to make a look into the Facebook group. Yeah, 140,000 become more in the 80s was very a lot of humor, right? Was not serious at all, and these days it becomes like a more serious. Not into the yeah. In this computer normally I'm not into the. Let me see if I remember the password. Okay, yeah. Here is Facebook. Notification to this computer. Wow, it's looking great. The head is really nice. You did an awesome job. And I see that you put the pot of the brushes there so we can see the size. It's really a huge head. What is there? You have pieces of a track and, at the bottom of the mouth. I think you have there like a piece of a bottle or something like that. Because it's really you're using parts from everywhere and it's really looking good, eh? Man, you're doing a awesome job. You're doing an awesome job. It's looking really great. Wow, you have my admiration. Very well done, man. So good, so good. Amazing job. I recommend anyone on live or watching this video later on to go and really to the Facebook group and look at the picture. It's really an amazing job. Well done. Yeah, well, it's a very big, very this is a humongous vehicle, right? I think it's the biggest one the orcs are building. So I can imagine that it's a lot of work, but the head is looking great. You are really doing a great job. Yeah, the I have seen this the back of the track there to make the bottom of the mouth. But I think you are doing an amazing job, and I really yeah I'm very positively surprised. What are you doing? I was amazed when I see this type of projects. So thanks a lot for sharing. I think for tonight, maybe I will start finishing because it's we are close to time to go to bed. It's almost 2 o'clock. Yeah, yeah. There's people out there that is super skilled on doing this type of things. I think for me, this is the nice thing of this hobby. Everyone can find. I mean, there is room for a lot of different skills, and for it's a hobby that it's have a very different ways to face it, right? So some people will like more painting, like me. Other people will like more the competitive gaming. Other people will like more reading and background. Other people will like more the scratch building and conversions. So it's a way, it's a hobby that there is room for a lot of different type of tastes, and all the ways to face a hobby for me are good. And I think this is for me the great thing of wargaming in general is that everybody can express themselves on different ways. Right? Some people will like more the rule part. They will prefer to yeah to do list and talk about the rules and so on. Other people will prefer the terrain, building terrain. So there is room for all different tastes or say hobby interests. Right? There is a lot of you can cover a lot of different interests. And for me, this is what makes a hobby great. Oh, it's the positive comments are fully deserved. So you don't need to thank. I don't know how easy or difficult have to be to play the guitar with metal gloves of the armor. Yeah, I fully agree. It's a great way to win out your creativity in many different ways. It's yeah, and I think overall it's a great community. where we our community can be improved. But I think overall, I'm, I find quite a healthy community. Do this change here. Yeah, these are crazy colors. It's how I like to do the noise marines. And the many combine are part of the crazy colors and they look quite crazy on the battlefield. And yeah, it's very polarizing. You can like it or you can hate this type of paint job. I mean, they don't want to look. They want to look crazy. I think they are very inspired on the rock bands from the 80s, the metal bands, like the Twisted Sisters and bands like that. Like were using even Keys. I think they also have some influence. But Keys was not very crazy on the clothes. Normally was more on the mask. But I think Warhammer had some type of influence from that. We used to have very crazy colors back in the 80s, 90s. I always remember that the big monsters have the clothes painted in red, and the Skavens as well also had the clothes painted in red, the nails, and in very strange colors. So in that period, they were very crazy with the colors. And I always remember the Noise Marines that the Noise Marine that was in the second edition. That was this miniature in the second edition codex. And I said, oh, this is really a craziness. And when I wanted to start doing some units of Noise Marines, I decided I have to go for the same look. These are people that want to saturate with noise, with color, and I guess with the smell. They want to saturate your sense in all your sense in different ways, right? They don't want to be discreet or to camouflage. Maybe as a strategy is not the best one because you can be seen from far distance. But if you are a scary guy and you also can demod demoralize your enemies when they see your craziness. Okay, I think for today, Essex, I really love that you are here with me during the painting, but it's time. I think it's time for me to go back as well. So, thanks a lot for joining. I hope your mom recovers very fast from the operation, and yeah, everything goes well. And yeah, for tonight, I think it's going to be all. Okay. So let me just put the camera to me. I can say goodbye properly. So yeah, that's all for tonight. I'm no, I'm starting to be tired, and I think it's having a great night. Thanks a lot for being here, commenting, having this chat. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope to see you next weekend again. So I will try to be to keep my consistency in doing these live shows every Saturday. So yeah, thanks a lot for joining. I hope you had a good time as well. And as usual, yeah, yeah, I would say as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.